He's a Kansas City native known for his work in film and television, including hit series like One Life to Live and Desperate Housewives. Now Tuc Watkins returns to his hometown for a new show at the KC Rep. He joins us this morning with a preview of Constellations. Welcome home.
Thank you, Gina. It's good to be here.
We're so happy to have you. Tell us about Constellations. What is this show about?
Constellations is a two-person play, one man, one woman, by a British playwright named Nick Payne. And it's the study of a relationship. And what's kind of cool about it is you meet these two individuals at these seminal moments in their relationship. When they first meet, when they go on a first date, when they commit infidelity against one another.
Okay.
And when one develops a terminal illness. And you see the different ways that each of those moments could possibly go if there were alternate universes.
Huh.
So I think back on all my relationships and think, well, if I hadn't done that,
yeah,
or if I had done this, but we only get one shot at it,
right?
You and I personally, you know. But you can sort of live vicariously through these characters because you can see how it would go bad, you can see how it would go good,
That's
and
so
sort of everything in between. So you can't help but sort of identify, you know, here and there throughout the play with your own experience.
And it's just the two of you, right?
It's just the two of us out there on stage.
Cast.
No, it's just the two of us. It's only about 75 minutes long. There's no intermission. They lock us on stage and they say, you don't get to leave the stage until the play's over. Good luck.
Better be good, yeah.
Right.
What about this role attracted you to it?
It explores so many different facets of who I potentially am as a person. Like we kind of, you know, we go through life making choices, and so we go down that road.
Right.
And so I get to sort of see, what if I had been more of a jerk in this situation? Or what if I had been a lovelier person in this situation? Right. So it's kind of therapy. I'm treating it as therapy.
What's it like for you doing this in front of an audience versus in front of cameras?
Well, it's there's not a lot of difference between acting between, say, TV, film, and theater. You're just kind of turning the dial a little bit one way or the other. But in theater, you have to be a lot more honest. You can't, you know, sometimes in TV and film we create gimmicks like, you know, but on stage you kind of have to own it and ride the whole thing through. You don't get to say, okay, that line stunk, cut the camera, let's try that again. You just have to go dive in and hope for the best.
Especially since you're
scary.
Locked on this stage for 75 minutes.
It's a fire hazard. They should not be doing that.
Do you feel the pressure though, because it is just two of you?
Yes and no. Mostly not, because Brie Elrod, the lovely actress who I work with, who was in Shutter Island, we have each other as a safety net. So there have been a few times where I looked at her like, I don't know what my next line is, and she'll bail me out. And she's much more professional than I am, so I haven't had to do that for her very much.
I can see that.
But I think if it were a one-person show, I've never done a one-person show, but that seems terrifying, because if something goes wrong, you got nobody to back you up. But she and I have a really nice time together. I think we trust one another. And hopefully that comes through on stage.
It sounds so interesting. I can't wait to see it. And you can go see Constellations at the Kansas City Repertory Theater now through April 2nd. Thanks so much, Tuc.
Thanks, Gina.